In the mood for a chicken sandwich but don't want to mess with the drive-thru? When you're cruising the frozen food aisle, you're going to want to avoid spongy patties and grab a real-deal Chick-fil-A dupe. Here's how the brands rank according to customer reviews. Lean Cuisine's Chicken Club comes with cheddar cheese, tomatoes, bacon, and grilled chicken. It is then topped off with creamy ranch and nestled on toasted white bread for a seemingly uniquely flavorful experience we don't see much often in grocery stores. So how did this one actually perform? Based on online reviews, customers wouldn't recommend it. Patrons declared that the sandwiches have been changed and no longer resemble the delectable little clubs they once were. They are now hardly tolerable with watery meat slathered in wet tomatoes, unappetizing pieces of bacon, and odd little gray pieces of chicken. Though the sandwich is cheap, at a little less than $4 a box at the time of this video, it sounds like you ought to go ahead and save your money on this one. The ingredients used to make the sandwich sound promising, but in the end you'll only end up with an off-putting, disgraceful mess when all is said and done. Consider yourself warned. Lean Cuisine barbecue chicken sandwich would seem to be a yummy option for lunch or a quick snack. As shown on the package description, it comes with bread, topped with chicken, and covered in cheese before it is doused with barbecue sauce for an amazing bite before you head off to conclude the rest of your day. Unfortunately, Lean Cuisine's barbecue chicken sandwich has garnered split reviews, most of which are negative. Many people aren't digging this sandwich, claiming that it is overall lacking in flavor and tastes a little off, for lack of a better term. Still, others think this sandwich is delish, claiming it to be one of their favorites out of the Lean Cuisine lineup. You might have to take a chance with this sandwich if you want to try it. You may love it, but most likely, you'll hate it. Based on online reviews, it seems Tyson's spicy chicken breast sandwich packs a punch in terms of heat. So here's your official warning. It isn't for the faint of heart. The package comes with 4 breaded chicken patties atop an artisan bun and makes for a speedy meal that can be made in the oven, air fryer, or microwave. As far as texture goes, people seem a bit split. Some have described the patties as pureed or spongy. Reviewers seem to suggest that making the sandwiches in the oven or air fryer helps with the overall taste of the sandwiches. In terms of flavor, some people can't seem to get past how spicy they are. If you're a person who seriously can't get enough spice, these will likely knock your socks off. As for the rest who can't stand the heat, this might not be a great pick. One commenter even went as far as to say these chicken sandwiches are spicy to the point of being painful. If you're in need of a quick bite that you can heat and eat, then Walmart's got you covered. Its Marketside Buffalo-style chicken sub sandwich is warm and ready in as little as a couple of minutes, and only costs a few bucks to boot. So are they worth the bite? That depends on your expectations. As customers have made clear by their reviews, they aren't insanely delicious, and the lack of flavor is further exaggerated by the failure to deliver much in the way of spice. And while we suppose you will get a bit of the buffalo zing, many say the sauce comes off as oddly tangy, yet without as much kick as expected. There isn't enough flavor and the texture is off, making this potentially yummy sandwich fall flat. It'll also give you over 80% of your daily sodium intake in a single sandwich.
Long live sliders.
We love White Castle, and these seem like they'd be a wonderful switch-up from our average beef slider routine. These White Castle chicken breast sliders come with 4 sliders in each box and can be microwaved for a quick bite when on the go. The sandwich features breaded chicken breast, referred to on the package as filet fritters with rib meat, served atop a fluffy slider bun. The consensus on these seems to be that they're a pretty decent grocery store grab, according to consumer reviews. The sandwich works especially well when you're in a rush and want something quick and tasty. And though the majority of the reviewers seem to enjoy this one, there were a few who found the chicken quite bland and the breading somewhat soggy. Using other cooking methods outside of the microwave has the potential to help with this, like using the oven or an air fryer. But since we haven't tried it ourselves, we can't really tell you whether or not switching up the cooking technique on this one would actually help. If you do find these White Castle chicken sammies to be tasteless, try adding a slice of cheese. Some reviewers seem to have had some luck with this and claim it amplifies the flavor to create something much more appetizing.
Sandwich Bros are really, really tasty.
We tend to really dig Sandwich Bros sandwiches because of their somewhat minimal ingredients when compared to other popular brands out there. With that said, some products can be hit or miss. So we were eager to see how the company's frozen chicken melt fared in the opinion of the public. From what we can tell, these sandwich melts are pretty okay. They hit differently for different people. Some seem to love them and others seem to loathe them. One scathing review asserts that the chicken tastes so bad that even their dog wouldn't eat it. Others echo the idea that the sandwich is flavorless, while still others insist it's the best chicken sandwich out there. We searched for other reviews for additional input, but unfortunately, these were the reactions we were left with. So is the Sandwich Bros frozen chicken melt worth your time? Maybe, but just know that these chicken melts haven't been well received by everyone, so there's a possibility that you may not like them.
If a plant can taste like meat, you can say hi to someone you went to high school with.
Hi, Janice!
Hi!
You didn't think we'd forget to add a vegan option, did you? We spotted the plant-based Alpha Chicken and Maple Waffle sandwich and we're curious about the reviews. After all, plant-based products can be very hit or miss, especially for those who may be new to the lifestyle and are still accustomed to the flavor of regular chicken meat. Surprisingly, people found these chicken and waffle vegan sandwiches to be quite tasty. One reviewer did mention that the waffle got a bit soggy after microwaving, but also admits that it's overall a really great pick. Another review claims the sandwiches include the right amount of sweetness and crunch to make the sandwich an enjoyable meal at the beginning of the day. All in all, this seems like a great in-store chicken and waffle for those of you out there who'd rather skip real meat. Though it has its flaws, it sounds like it's still worth the grab, especially since really tasty waffle and chicken sandwiches for vegans may be particularly hard to find. Sukhi's frozen chicken tikka masala Naanwich appears to have really wowed fans. Almost everyone who has tried this non-traditional store-bought sandwich has raved about it, citing its perfect balance of spices along with its delicately flavored naan as only a few reasons this Indian-inspired sandwich shines. With that said, there are a few who complain about the sandwich, but in most cases, these complaints don't have to do with taste or performance. Rather, some people balk at the size, claiming the two Naanwiches you get are tiny compared to the price you pay. At about $8 a pop at the time of this video, we agree that two tiny chicken tikka sandwiches seems a bit unfair. Still, we couldn't help but take a glance at the components that make up the sandwich, and as we suspected, the company seems to use mostly fresh ingredients to achieve their flavors. Thus, though the pricing is certainly not what we would have hoped, everything else from the ingredients to the flavor of the sandwiches checks out. If you tend to like Indian cuisine, we recommend you check these out. It'll be a pricey venture, but your taste buds just might thank you.
I believe that there are only two kinds of people in this world, those who love Indian food and those who haven't eaten it yet.
Who wouldn't be down for a spicy melt? Unlike the other Sandwich Bros chicken grab, this spicy chicken melt tends to please the majority of the crowd. People seem to really dig the heat level on this one, as the chicken contains just enough spice along with a little pepper jack cheese to cap things off and make it taste just right. Most reviewers believe the Sandwich Bros got this one correct and claim it's especially good when cooked using the right method. One commenter suggests you start by cooking it in the microwave before finishing it off in the air fryer for extra crispy results. Some that have tried the microwave-only method recommend you do so for 1 minute and 15 seconds. But of course, the exact amount of time to yield the perfect melt will depend on your microwave. One reviewer claimed the melt got hard after microwaving, so you should still be very careful to follow the package directions to ensure your melt produces the best results. This one's an interesting one for several reasons. In case you've never heard of these, Members Mark's Southern-style chicken sandwiches are sold at Sam's Club and run about $20 give or take at the time of this video. You get 10 individually wrapped sandwiches made with no steroids or hormones. People have taken a liking to these sandwiches, as word on the street is that they taste exactly like Chick-fil-A. So do they? According to reviewers, they definitely do. Believe it or not, these sandwiches are a strikingly close recreation of a deliciously hot Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich, only at a lower price point per sandwich. You can even remove the bun and heat your chicken breast in the air fryer for what customers call a crazy good, irresistibly crispy chicken breast. Just be sure to heat your bun separately. A quick blast in the microwave should do the trick. Still, there are downsides with these. Based on reviews, the first is that the chicken sandwiches, though tasty, have a pickle-like flavor that may throw some taste testers off. This is especially true for those of you who despise pickles. The other lackluster finding is that these sandwiches contain many additives we'd rather not see in a sandwich, as they sport a very long list of sometimes questionable ingredients. Hey, if it's fine with you, it's fine with us. But we at least wanted to let you know. Tyson original chicken breast sliders may not be the healthiest choice out there, but if you want something light, tasty, and quick, they'll do the job. They are packed with all-white chicken meat and are placed atop a slider bun. These miniature Sammies come 8 in a pack and run around $9 at the time of this video. The box states that the sandwiches are minimally processed, although there are a few additives you could expect to be thrown in there despite this claim. After a detailed assessment of the reviews concerning Tyson frozen chicken sliders, the consensus seems to be that they taste really good. They seem to be well received amongst both children and adults, making them a convenient grab when everyone's looking to stuff their face with something quick and yummy for lunch. The best way to enjoy these is to cook them in the air fryer, since several fans of the sandwiches have vouched that this yields superb results. Add some cheese and mayo or whatever other toppings you desire, and this is easily one of the best tasting store-bought chicken sandwiches on the market.